petrichor. When the smell of rain hits the earth and opens up a black hole of time, taking you back to when you were just a kid. When we weren't scared to stand in the rain. There's not really a word to describe the creator's responsibility of exploring their curiosity, but I think that feeling of petrichor comes pretty damn close.
So guys, Sony finally gave us everything we wanted. It just doesn't really work at the same time together, but it's all in there. It just doesn't, you know, there's no glue. This setup here, this is a dream. An autofocus anamorphic lens on this little tiny cinema body with actual cinema tools finally, straight out of the box. Insane. Battery life's kind of garbage on this, but it charges up fast through the USB-C. For this being the first day with it, I'm buying this camera, like no doubt. But you better believe I'm going to be the most annoying person to Sony. They need to give us the full feature set of tools and let them be glued together in this whole anamorphic ecosystem. So guys, there's been multiple times on the shoot where Jericho and I are trying to go through the camera, mostly Jericho, trying to go through the camera, and we're like, how come the autofocus isn't working? It's when D-stretch is on. So it's more of an issue than a feature at this point from how annoying it's been. Even though I have a lot of gripes with this FX5 for anamorphic, outside of that, it's pretty freaking great. You guys can see we have waveforms on here. We have false color that doesn't work during record, which is kind of annoying. I just missed a damn lightning strike. But you can see we have false color on there. The D-stretch is on right now, obviously, because I don't need autofocus for this shot right here. I don't need IBIS either because I'm on a tripod. This is the thing. Sony's like, hey, we have open gate for the anamorphic shooters. Hey, we have anamorphic support. But whether you're adapting it anamorphic or using an autofocus anamorphic, you're not gonna have IBIS anymore. And obviously for the autofocus lenses, you aren't gonna have autofocus either. So guys, Jericho and I were trying to figure out how to go to the second base ISO. When you click home, this is your big 6 menu. This is what's exactly on the Venice, Sony Venice. But you just click up here, and you can see we have base ISOs. Look at this. That makes it way easier to do. There's also the EI mode. Basically, this is like what the traditional like FX3 can operate off of. So this is great because there's so many times where we're having so many different cameras that we're juggling, and it's impossible to remember all their base ISOs. So once again, let's bring it up. I'm part of Sound Optimization and everything too, so yeah, I come out here alone. Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
First time getting stopped by police, not border patrol, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, somebody actually thought you had ammo cans.
Oh.
So, all right, you guys are good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You're not in trouble or anything.
No. Okay. I didn't have my mic on me, sadly, but oh, was it? So we'll see how the onboard audio is. Feels like my butt cheeks, right in between them, after I've been riding the motorcycle in the desert for a whole day. That's what it feels like out here. So guys, since we don't have IBIS or autofocus with this anamorphic, Jericho's just filming squeezed, so he can't see the D-stretch image, which is kind of annoying. We've been throwing many curveballs and we keep trying to push through, but I think I might have to make a call here and abandon this current idea, and we might have to start heading west and see if we get outside of the storm, because we need to shoot the storm. We don't want to be inside of the storm. perfect weather, I think, for this test that I'm doing. I'm using a Tiffin sepia filter. Usually I love the tobacco filter. I've been using warming filters for color films for maybe 15, 20 years ago, something like that. I'm UNC status. I haven't done it in a while though. I brought the Noc Deluxe out with Noc Deluxe 35mm. This thing's a gem. Guys, this whole trip, like we find a decent spot, we get out, and then the rain comes. And then we start driving, and then we're about to like, oh, here's a spot. Then the rain comes. And then we go like, oh, let's go have food. Then the rain comes. It's been nonstop, but I'm hoping I'm not destroying my setup here. I love this shit though, guys. Like genuinely, I love this. When the rain hits you, it kind of stings. But it's more like a punch than a sting because it's big. It's like big glots. Big hot, just giant loads of water.
You ain't heard this since before Ye was voting Republican. I'm back behind the boards, tell the real, I said it's up again. D-born rappers, I come around, better tuck it in. My verses take you high before Snoop can light up a blunt again. Who you know consistent is me, that boy nasty.
We got one town left on this little road trip here, and I finally finished the first roll. So a few things we gotta go over. One, I'm wrapping up a video where I talk about a warming filter. We talked about it once on this whole trip, so this trip was not very productive. I tried though. So I'm gonna put a clear ND on there because we are going to use Kodak's new motion picture AHU film. Now, this is from Reflex Lab. I'm pretty sure this is just respooled AHU film. What is that? You guys know what Cine Still is? So Cine Still 800T. Absolutely, I think it's everybody's kind of like little wild card favorite. It's tungsten balanced, so your whole exposure goes blue, but there's all the halations. Personally, I don't like the halations myself. They're usually pretty distracting. The AHU, it removes all the stuff that causes, or actually adds all the stuff to help from causing that halation. And you could develop it in C41 still. So I'm very excited about this because it's basically Cine Still looking 800T, but without the halations. So, but you have to rate this as 640T. So obviously I have the Leica Noc Deluxe 35mm. We're just gonna load this up. This is what's great about compressed RAW. Jericho can have a fun time filming this. Usually we're filming RAW, but like, Jericho, will you stop fucking filming? What are you doing?
He'd be yelling at me.
But this compressed film, way easier now.
He's always yelling at me.
Oh yeah, all the time. Just punching him, slapping him. .640T. Don't burn. Oh, fuck me. I don't know, amateur hour. Let's get down. Scram, kid. Not you. There you go. Okay. That one looks dirty. Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
I think it's time to go. And we're about to go through the sketchiest part of the mountain.
the greatest sign of a good camera is when I don't need to talk about it. When it just stays out of the way and becomes a part of the storytelling. The confidence knowing it's capturing every moment with every little bit of information. It's exactly what this camera was giving us on this trip.
Jericho and I were here a couple years ago and it was jam-packed. It's spookily dead. Obviously we had the flash flood warnings as well, so people might have gone out of town because of that, but don't spook the donkeys. I want to try to get a lightning shot. All right, before I show you guys how I got struck by lightning, let's talk about Sony's lightning in a bottle. Now, personally, in my current state of life, I don't really care to talk about cameras. I just want to make cool shit. So honestly, that's what most of this video has been, is just me trying to, you know, make stuff that I enjoy to make. But I understand I gotta pay my dues and responsibilities and talk about the camera, because I'm assuming that's what most of you guys want. You know, here in the States, I know a lot of people are struggling with getting jobs in our industry right now. If you're struggling right now, buying this camera won't get you more jobs. It won't make you a better filmmaker. No camera will do that. If that's the mentality you have, you're cooked. So it's okay to be excited about new gear. It's okay to talk about gear. But at the end of the day, if you're on the business side of this industry, you need to come up with better ideas, better concepts, and get better at executing those. And this camera will not help you do that. You should be able to do that with any camera. That's what will turn into real work. If you don't know who I am, I've been doing commercial work for almost the past decade now, and photography commercial work even longer than that. And now I'm more full-time on YouTube now. So, you know, I feel like I paid my dues and went through enough bullshit to be able to say this. Now let's talk about the new Sony FX5. I'm currently filming on the Sony a7 IV with the DZO Arcana 45mm. I have no idea if I'm in focus or not. You know, that's manual focus. I don't think I am, but whatever. You know, the biggest standouts to me is the internal RAW. The whole video that you guys have been watching, we shot in the most compressed RAW codec. That's the C2 compression. Currently, the OpenGate is only available in the RAW formats, but down the road, probably like a year from now, there's supposed to be a firmware update, 240 frames per second and 4K, and also give us OpenGate in H.265. Honestly though, I'm not gonna worry about that, because check this out. Again, these are 16:9, H.265 long GOP. It's around 115 megabits per second. And H.265 All-I is 263 megabits per second. And RAW C2, the most compressed RAW, is 356 megabits per second. So the most compressed RAW format is almost the same size as All-I H.265. And now some of you guys may be thinking, oh, well, does that RAW look good? Is it 12-bit? Is it this or that? It looks really damn good. When I started to color grade the footage, I was hooked. You know, obviously there's the Nikon ZR. The red RAW is great on there, but the file sizes are almost 4 times larger than what they are in the compressed RAW codecs in the FX5. On this, no matter how far I stretched it, there was color information in the blacks and in the whites and the shadows and the highlights, to the point where, you know, some of the footage in this video looks almost HDR, because I try to stretch the image as much as possible. I try to ride that edge of HDR, but still looking natural. So if you're watching on a larger screen, it might look better, but on a smaller screen, you might see a little bit more edging that territory of HDR. But again, that's all in the most compressed RAW codec on this. This is the big thing for me, because now we have this super compact camera with internal RAW in it, and it's full frame. It's insane. And for everybody who's about to complain, oh, but it doesn't have NDs, why does it have NDs? This is not supposed to be the FX2 replacement. This is not supposed to be a camera above the FX2. This is supposed to come right below the FX and right above the FX3. Now, some of you guys know I have relationships with pretty much every camera brand. I am brand agnostic. I own multiple different cameras and different lens mounts, sadly. And for what I'm hearing is internal ND technology is still not quite ready in this compact form factor. If they're to do it, the cameras have to be larger. Now, obviously, everything that I griped in the whole video about was the anamorphic support. Sony's most likely going to say, hey, we have all this anamorphic support. We have all these different D-stretches now. You could do everything from like 1.3 up to like 2x, I believe, and everything in between that. But the main issue is when you go into that anamorphic mode, it turns off IBIS and it turns off autofocus. Now, autofocus, you know, it's still a pretty niche thing, but as I was saying before, that's where the market's going to start heading. All like these really unique lenses are coming out or supposed to come out at some point. I'm under NDAs. But killing the IBIS when you turn D-stretch on, like, what are they doing? Like, what? You're telling me the biggest camera company out there who owns majority of the stake in the market, they can't have you put IBIS and autofocus on and simply de-stretch the image? You're telling me that's too difficult for you, Sony? Really? I want to be really constructive here because, you know, we can tell Sony has listened to us. They gave us open gate and we can see that they did a lot of the things that we've been asking for that a lot of us didn't think that they were going to do. But little things like this, again, some of you guys might think I'm being a crybaby, but you're telling me Sony cannot have the camera operate as normal and simply de-stretch the image in their camera. You're telling me that's hard. With that said, I am 1000% buying this camera because for me, as I was saying in that voiceover when we were driving through the canyon during that flash flood warning, you know, this camera is truly like, they just did everything that we needed. The biggest gripes I've had with previous cameras that I would say in H.265 are just as good, like the Lumix S1 II. I would say if you're on a budget and you can't afford this, you don't care about E-mount, I think the Lumix S1 II is a smarter buy. The downside with the Lumix S1 II is it's L-mount, and there's not a whole lot of L-mount support for a lot of things that I know are to come. Even though L-mount has cool stuff in the works as well. But on top of that, the Lumix S1 II does have ProRes RAW. I don't like it at all. It has a weird color shift. There's no compressions on it. And it doesn't look that different from the H.265. Granted, the H.265 and the Lumix S1 II looks great. The compressed RAW on here, it reminds me of like Red RAW almost. The paperwork says it's 16-bit linear. I have no idea if that's true or not. But the fact, again, we have 3 triple base ISOs. We have a super compressed RAW codec that's almost the size of H.265. We now have open gate. Granted, it doesn't have true full anamorphic support. But we have all the exposure tools on here. This thing is just, you know, we're getting cinema camera quality, but with a mirrorless camera workflow. That's what this whole game is about for me. Anyways, there's going to be a bajillion videos coming out on this camera today, and I'm sure they'll go more in detail. So I highly recommend you go and watch some of the homies videos as well. I just want to have fun with it and do, you know, make some selfish videos on stuff I want to make. Also, last thing I need to say, if you're digging how this looks, it was all color grade with my Rambler LUTs. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check them out. If you have a picture.
But I waited a second. Oh!
You that one?
Let's see how lucky I can get.
I'm pretty sure I got that.
I think you might have.
I'm pretty sure I got that. Busted through a whole roll of that Kodak AHU Reflex Labs 640T, but I didn't know we were gonna keep having insane weather, so I found a roll of Kodak Ektacolor Pro 800. Did I? Oh my God, I didn't.
What'd you just do?
We're doing too much. So I just accidentally opened up the back because I'm in a rush. So the last 2 shots I just shot, probably gone, but right there. And 800. Well, it's a good thing I got the Knock Deluxe. Didn't spin. Got a little bit of spin. Jerry, let me get a portrait of you. Go ahead and stand right in there. Actually, come back over here and squat. Give me a gangster squat. Still no spin. Still no spin. Did you get that? What? Was that insane? Spun a little bit there. I'll find out. Let's do playback. I want to talk a little bit more about the internal RAW because this is kind of next level groundbreaking stuff for this camera here. Before we do that though, I want to play a quick behind the scenes on how Jericho and I filmed the intro.
Are we following you picking up the...
No, it's the second shot.
Okay, so then you're just going to be grabbing out there then?
I pick up some dirt from the ground. That's just a tight locked off. I bring it to my nose to smell it. Voiceover comes in. So guys, this is what's amazing about, I mean, not just this camera, but these small form factor cameras that have just crazy image quality. I think it's going to be safe to say that this FX5 has the best image quality in a compact mirrorless type body. I know they call it the cinema line, but this actually has the Venice menu system on it. It's being shipped with shutter angle, has waveforms, it has false color. I think it's safe to say the FX5 is a proper cinema camera now, but I gotta stop yapping because we gotta get the shot. Yeah.
Check it. Tripod up.
Come over here.
Yep.
Not get that bush, more so the sky.
We're
Go to 4 or
Okay.
5, 6 even.
5.6 then. That looks good. So this is, I have it kind of left frame on this.
No, dead center.
Dead center, got it.
Let's do 2 versions of this. One pan down from my head,
Yeah.
down to my hand, letting it go, and then one locked off.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready. Panning
Which one
down.
are you doing first?
Panning down.
Cue me in when to start dumping it.
Okay, I am panning.
So guys, one of the issues with playback is there's no touch controls for fast forward and reverse, so it's kind of annoying. You have to use a little thumbstick on the top, and it's not super intuitive or fluid. I think over time we get used to it, but I don't like it.
It's one of my least favorite things about the FX6.
All right guys, we are about to be washed out. We are in a really bad flood watch area. We just got warnings on the phone. So, oh shit, I don't want to get stuck and end up on national news. I guess this would be a good test for the IBIS on here with anamorphic. Let's talk about the RAW. And while we're doing this, I also want to show you guys some of the lenses and adapters and stuff that I plan on using when I get to buy my own FX5. Sony has a long history of cinema cameras and changing the industry, and all of that incredible history is being all compacted down into this new Sony FX5. We are literally getting decades of technology all inside of this. Now there's different type of RAWs out there that we know of. You know, you have Red RAW, which is like some of the best out there. It's a true 16-bit linear RAW. There's no processing on that. But then we have all these other RAWs that have been coming out that are more of a 12-bit non-linear. Basically what that means is, as they're collecting that data, they then do one step of processing where they apply a curve to try to store as much dynamic range within that curve. That's what that non-linear 12-bit is. And then they give you all the information outside of that. So again, 16-bit linear RAW, we have this straight line right here. And that information that it collects goes straight into that final file there. This was the whole setup, the whole freaking video. The Blazar Talon autofocus 50mm anamorphic. I absolutely love this lens, and now that we can use OpenGate on it, absolutely amazing. I do believe this lens is coming very soon to L mount, which again, on the Lumix cameras, you'll be able to get anamorphic IBIS, which is another kind of issue with this camera. As you guys probably seen it, it depends what device you're watching my video on, but a lot of that footage, you can see some warpiness. That's not rolling shutter. The readout speed's incredibly fast on this. What that is, that's anamorphic not agreeing with the IBIS. That's why Lumix created a custom anamorphic IBIS mode in their cameras. So that's kind of the catch. You guys heard me griping about how the IBIS and autofocus is killed when you use D-stretch, but even if we did get the IBIS in anamorphic mode, there's still the other issue that they have to fix, and that's tuning IBIS to anamorphics. I don't think Sony would ever fix this unless we all start, putting our voices out there saying, hey, Sony, this is what we want. Please dedicate some engineering time to giving us solutions for this. We don't have to go and beat them up. We don't have to go and scream to them. We need to communicate and let them know that it's an important thing to us. I know it is to me. Hopefully it is to a lot of you guys as well. But if you guys plan on adapting lenses, I also want to show this to you guys. This is the new Mofage Poco version 2. This is amazing because the original Poco is a lot beefier than this and it's a lot heavier. So now this is incredibly light. And the VND filter, there's another like 1 to 2 millimeters of clearance on there now. So it's gonna clear a lot more of your guys' lenses that have big protruding elements in the back. But moving to the future, I'll probably be using the DJI Arcanas a lot as well. You guys saw the talking head earlier, it was a little bit out of focus, but that was with the Arcana 45. But you guys can see, this is a beautiful setup as well. So, this again is gonna open up a whole new world of anamorphic usage on an E-mount camera with crazy internal RAW. We'll get back into that here in a second. But you guys can see, that's just a super fun setup. So I think moving into the future, I'm gonna be using the Talons majority of the time because I do use autofocus a whole lot. And then for other moments where I'm okay using manual focus, say if I'm hiring somebody and it's okay, and we're not doing any crazy run and gun, but it's more planned, I'll probably either opt out for these DJI Arcanas, and I'll probably also will be using the Blazar Vipers a whole lot as well. I know a lot of people can't pick between the DJI Arcanas and Blazar Vipers. For me, kind of how I plan on using these more into the future is essentially if I want more of that true anamorphic, softer look that kind of resembles, like vintage Panavision lenses, this is going to be my setup here. The Blazar Vipers are some of their sharpest anamorphics they've made, but they're still that classic softness. These look like real proper, like vintage anamorphics with some modern quality to it. If we're going to be on any shoots where I will be using the Blazar Talons for the autofocus, but also need some manual focus shots as well, this is almost the same optical formulas. So this will be the setup. And then other times, say if we're just going to do manual and I want a little bit more sharpness out of it, that's where the DJI Arcanas come into play. So I can't really recommend one over the other because there's different flavors, but they're also incredibly similar at the same time. In my opinion, this could be kind of wild because I usually don't do this, but these autofocus anamorphics, the Blazar Talons, I think everybody should have one of these in their bag. Blazar's not paying me to say that, but honestly, just having one of these. Personally, I like the 50 millimeter more, especially now that we have open gate because it just looks so magical. It's a good mix of narrative, but you still get that width on there as well because obviously it's anamorphic. But just having this as like a wild card is insane. But anyways, back to the RAW. The fact that the C2 RAW, the file size is that small. You guys know I absolutely love color grading. It is a huge part to the world building I do, especially when I'm making a YouTube video and we don't have a whole lot of resources to make it look like a proper movie. And so I kind of have to rely on saving as much information in the file as possible for later so I can try to spice it up. H.265, you can do that and it looks just fine. But when you have RAW, it literally, like the RAW in this FX5, it literally is so close to the RAW in a still image. And you guys know if you're in Lightroom or Capture One, you could create windows and do these AI masks and everything and just pull so much information out. That's what this feels like. The only other cameras that I've had an experience like that with is obviously Red cameras and some of the Blackmagic cameras. Like I have the Pixis 12K as well. Files edit amazing on that. This is right up there with that. Like that's mind-blowing. It's truly mind-blowing because we have autofocus. It's a really tiny form factor. We had zero overheating issues at all. You still have higher frame rates on there and everything. It's just, my mind's truly blown by how amazing the RAW is on this camera. So that's pretty much it. I want to give a huge fucking shout out to the homie J-Dog Jericho. So I'll put his Instagram down in the description. Everybody go follow him. We have a lot more stuff in the works. And as the channel grows, I hope I can pay him more and more and more. So please subscribe, like, do all the stuff, share the video even if you can. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Never too wrong. Back with you in my arms. I got so homesick. I get so homesick. Yes, I do. Homesick. I get so